Last time on Lawful Stupid. And the bailiff says, the Honorable Judge adjourned. Beatrice, you realize that this judge is the same Sun Elf. He told you that his people were going to come and destroy Angel's Cove. And that's when the KNG told you that they would handle it if you were to join. Miss Beatrice Haven, how do you plead?
Not guilty. Probably going to lean over to William and be like, could you help with this one?
I'm a fucking attorney now? Great. Mr. Howard, early in your testimony, you stated that Mrs. B bought a quarter of a hay bale. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And she carried it out with her, yes?
Yep, carried it right out of him.
Well, that's interesting, and here's why. Mrs. B is deadly allergic to hay, and I motioned to Dean to, shove that hay in her face.
Release the hay. He pulls a string and just falls to the ceiling.
God, get this off.
He says, I believe the jury has made a decision with a unanimous vote. All accounts of Miss Beatrice not guilty. And you look over to Ryan, and he smiles.
I'm shadow stepping to him. I'm drawing the Light Eater Gauntlet blade, and I'm putting it to his neck. Ladies and gentlemen, pardon my interruption. Thank you so much for finding us innocent. We're very cool. This guy is not. This is the guy who did all the stuff.
He puts his hands up. Whatever do you mean?
I died once following bullshit that you sold me. I died alone. I won't this time.
You can't stop what's about to go. I just had to slow you down.
Your job's to slow me down?
I already did.
Oh, well then I better slow that machine down a little bit too. And I'm just gonna cut his fucking neck.
At the same time, William says Firefly in your head.
Firefly. Yeah, ching!
And Ryan lies, bleeding, falling to the ground. And as he hits the ground, and the crowd around him part of them are trying to run away, guards are rushing to where Fume stands behind Ryan. There is an audible breaking noise, like a large mirror crashing to the ground. And as Ryan lies, grasping his throat, sucking noises coming from his windpipe, he smiles still more. And he looks up at Fume and says, "Thank you." Beneath him, this golden kind of sparkle energy begins to whir around him in circles. And it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger, a space on the floor beneath him. And finally, this oval grows large enough that it grows up around his entire body, and he falls through it. And just then, on the opposite side of the courtroom, there begins another one, spiraling this golden color, forming another portal. And out of it, you see several flooding in. Different people, different races, different sizes. Sleepers pouring into the courtroom.
Devin?
Mm-hmm.
Have I been unhandcuffed? Am I free from those? I don't remember at this point.
Yes.
I believe that was the point. I think Mr. Dean made a big. He's like, why does she have to be shackled? She could have left, and I think they made a big point about that actually.
Oh boy, yeah. I would like to get Fume and William and run the fuck away, please. I don't know where that is, but first way out I see, that's where I'm going.
If I'm grabbed, I grab Dean.
Fume?
Because I remembered him.
I only have two hands.
Thank you, William. Not Pete. Fume, what do you got going on, bud?
I can't leave. I I might have caused this. I have to clean this mess up. I just start attacking sleepers.
Okay.
Okay. That's the problem for William then. Okay.
So I think what happens first is perhaps you guys attempt to run out of the courtroom amongst the pile of bodies that are also trying to escape, and people screaming, guards who have surrounded the body of Ryan now, but also look up and see all of these people walking through, and I don't think that they do anything immediately. I think they just see people coming through a portal. The only people who know these things are sleepers, are you three and Breeze. And so they walk in and everything kind of quiets for a second. People are still running out, but everyone who's stayed is kind of staring at this portal, wondering what's going to happen. And then there's a human in the front. Larger, I'd say 6'4", 6'5", kind of a brawny figure, who walks up to one of the guards, and the guard has to look up to see him, even as he holds his staff in one hand, forgetting the word. Spear in one hand.
Spear?
Yeah, there he goes.
Yes.
Halberd in his hand, and he looks up
Pokey stick?
and he says, "Can I help you?" And the human looks down at him, and that grin goes from ear to ear. And with
Run!
I'm gonna shout, "Get away!
Run!
Get away
out!"
from
the
me!"
guard turns to look at you as you say that, and as he does, the human grabs his head, and just you see the white knuckles, and his head just explodes, and he drops the guard to the floor, and everyone erupts again. It begins to leave, and you have a few guards that are coming over, and so you decide now at this point, Fume, that you're going to pull out.
I think the scene that is very beautiful is Miss B, panic, worried for her friends, grabs William by the arm, grabs Fume by the arm. William is dragging Mr. Dean along, and we're kind of getting pulled out of here by Miss B, and then she would just feel no weight resisting her as I shadow step back and kind of face these things like, "Hey, you guys get everybody out of here."
And if he's going back, I'm going back with him. Like, no man left behind. William will turn. I can't shadow step, but I can, like, fire leap that way because I can burst fire.
You can fire.
So I can fly.
Yeah.
I have the ability to fly, so I can just, like, burst flames from my hands and, like, fly towards the fight.
I think as William flies up and stands shoulder to shoulder, Fume's just like, "Hey, I'm really glad you stayed."
Yeah.
Death is inevitable.
Yeah, while they'll do that, I will
yeah.
direct everybody out to, like, try to fend off any sleepers trying to chase anybody out of the building, because that's what I can do now. My two boys are stuck inside.
Okay.
DM,
go ahead.
How many are there? Like, what is this volume? Like, if I were to use the grouping system of going, like, there's 3, 4, 12, 20, there's 40, what are we doing?
I assume
There's 12 that have come in,
Go ahead.
and we'll do groupings
Okay.
of 4 if you want.
Oh, I was just for counting.
Yeah.
That's how William would do it. It's like 4, 4, 4. Okay.
I just knew that any number that Devin gave for the number of sleepers was going to end with "and counting."
Yeah.
Well, this is only the first 6 seconds we've been here. So this is...
So,
Yeah.
and there more is coming, right?
As you,
Yeah, the portal's
you
open
can't
still, right?
see... It's almost like there's a haze, and you can see through the portal just a bit, but you can see every couple seconds. As one's coming in, there's one kind of like a steamed mirror that is coming behind it.
So do you want the big one or the 11 little ones?
I'll take the 11 little ones.
Deal.
So I don't feel like we're fighting. Like, combat.
I figure somebody would say roll initiative if we were fighting.
Okay, cool. So, what I would like to do, DM,
Okay.
and this is an ability that I haven't used, and I am on the fly going to ask for an ask. So, my Hephaestos regalia allows me to summon a set of gauntlets, right? The only thing that as I was rereading these, can they count as chain attacks? Because if not, then those gauntlets are not useful to me.
Explain to me what it looks like when they come about. I'm gonna let you do it, and I'm gonna tell you what happens when you do it.
Okay, so here's how I imagined it. Now that I'm an invoker, is that my chain like breaks into two, and that the gauntlets, the chains wrap around my hands and my knuckles and like my upper forearm, and so then he has two of those, and then they start to form this like red gold. And it's almost like a storm that is on both hands, because these are like lightning. It's fire lightning, it's heat lightning from Hephaestus. And that's what I imagined, is that his chain essentially breaks in two, and he has two of those, now that I'm an invoker. And I was hoping they could count as chain attacks, because if they do, and I'll tell you, if they do, then I can use an invocation after an attack, right? But if they're just weapons, then it's just an attack. And that's not better, per se, than like in a chain attack.
Well, and here's
the damage is a little bit higher.
Here's what I imagine too. Like, you have them as like regular gauntlets, but you can throw your arms and like control that they go out and retract as well. So you can you can swing. If you were spinning, you could just spin them around and cause damage.
Bro, why is everybody gonna be Spider-Man with me?
Here's something else that happens. What do you do? How do you call on this power? Because this is the first time you've done this full regalia, like this new ability.
Well, that's not the full regalia, because I don't have the full thing. I've done the crown before, and before I used the pen, but now I don't have the pen. So now I would just like summon that heat up to the top of my head and form a crown of fire. And so this time I would imagine breaking the chain in two.
Yes.
And then having them form around.
As you do that, you know that nice, we call that like the painted glass ceiling we had up top where the sunlight comes in, and described that earlier from this courtroom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, you notice... Actually, everyone roll a perception check for me.
Not great. Let me check my stat sheet. It's bad, though. It's less than a 6, maybe.
Dirty 20 for Fiona.
23 for B.
Fuck.
That's a 15 for Breeze. For Breeze. And for Breeze. What did you have again, Fume?
I had a dirty 20.
Okay, so all of you notice it except William, which is fine.
William.
Centered on you from above is this like pinpoint light that kind of starts at your head, and you guys don't notice it until the light begins to grow, and it grows around his feet, and then grows in about a 20-foot radius around him. I'll let you guys, if you want to move at this point. I'm not going to do a dexterity, make you do that, because if you notice it, you can move out of the way.
Is this the kind of thing that I feel the need to move out of the way of?
I don't know. I don't know if you know if it's good or bad. But you notice it, so I'll let you react.
It's a lot of light, though, for a shadow boy.
I'll let you react to it.
Well, I don't love it, but I also am thinking, like, this seems like it might just be Will's powers. It seems like Will just broke these chains, and now lights around. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's invoking over there, boy. Yeah.
Because it's perception-based. How hot does it feel?
It doesn't yet.
Yeah. This is concern.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what I'll say is, okay, no. There's rules to support us here. Could I make an investigation check to see if Fume can put together that this might be a danger to him?
Well, in the time that's given, because I gave you a perception, would you have time to investigate? Because you're really just going to look up and see it through this.
Yeah, if it doesn't prompt a save, I'm not making a save. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Well, and he could be asking for an investigation check to see if Fume would put together the information he got from the perception check.
From the perception check. Yeah. To see if, like, because it's like deductive reasoning.
Okay, because you guys know the rules better than I do. Let's do that.
I mean, this is an interpretation of the rules, to be clear.
Well, I'm fine with it.
Because people get really uppity about it.
Well, let me look at investigation. So investigation, you might deduce the location of a hidden object, discern the appearance of a wound, what kind of weapon dealt it, or determine the weakest point of a tunnel that could cause it to collapse. Pouring through ancient scrolls in search of a hidden fragment of knowledge might also call for... Yeah, it says it includes deductive reasoning. when you look around for clues and make deductions based on those clues. So
Yeah.
I've been presented a clue with my perception check, which is this light.
I take that.
And now it's like, okay, can I make sense of that? 17.
Yeah, and that's what Breeze got as well. And so you guys aren't sure if it's good or bad, and so you heed with caution. And I would say that you know that this is whatever it is, you should probably not be in its path.
Yeah, I'll probably get out of the way.
And Beatrice, same thing for you. I don't know. You can just say, "Oh, I'm getting out of the way," or you can investigate.
Well, can I like tackle Will? Can I get Will out of here?
You can tackle him if you want.
He doesn't seem to be aware of it. So if I can like get him out of the radius.
Well, I'm by the doors, aren't I? Like trying to help people get out.
Yeah, she
you're
was
out.
further back. Yeah, she was out of the way.
You're right.
I'm a little further back away, so I'm not like in the direct everything. If it looks like it's coming my way, then I'll duck out through the doors with everyone else. But I need to make sure all the good people are good people.
These racist assholes who just put me on trial.
Yeah, I need them out.
The innocents.
Yeah.
Okay, so you try to tackle William.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, Will, look out!
Yeah, so we were in the air when I busted these out, so I wouldn't be resistant because I'd have dropped my fire, like levitation ability. So yeah, you pushed me out of the way.
I think as he catches you as you're coming down, what you notice as you both fall to the ground and look up is that this light has veered right toward William. It smashes through the stained glass, and almost like this slow motion pictures all these different colors of glass that are reflecting this light all around in a very cool picture around this courtroom. And this beam right down on top of both of you. I need... I don't want to play this. Instinctually, I think that Fume, you raise your bracer? Is that safe to say? You raise your hands?
Yeah, for sure.
Do
if this thing's coming,
a dexterity saving throw for me, but do it with advantage.
Is that me too?
that's a natural 20 plus 8, 28.
Okay.
You raise up your gauntlets, and you expect this blast to feel something, and it feels like a pressure has pushed your bracers down into your head, and it seems like it's forcing you lower and lower to the ground. William, you feel new life into your body. You feel a sense of power you haven't felt, and it suddenly you look over to Fume, and he begins to get smaller and smaller and smaller as you bump your head on one of the outcroppings, and you've grown 3 times your size.
I'm big now, boys.
Giant William!
Oh.
Hell yeah! I'm like 20 feet tall, dudes.
You're a Megazord.
The beam leaves, and what you're left with, Fume, is 2 glowing gauntlets that have like the same fire kind of emanating off of them. And it's got, suddenly you see like a dark murkiness also, like a dark flame in these gauntlets.
Dragon of the Darkness Flame!
I'm so glad this isn't him suddenly being a shadow boxer and me mimicking his moves. That was close.
Oh, that would be so great!
Like real steel.
And we will roll some initiative.
Oh, there we go.
Hell yeah. I'm huge, boys. Do I get a big bonuses?
Does he get a big initiative?
Do I get a bigger initiative roll?
Big?
Yeah, roll a bigger dice. Just roll, it's a d20, just it's larger.
Grab a larger d20 and roll it.
This is the largest d20 I have. I got William. Well, when you're ready.
So, actually, let's just do this just cinematic style. Let's just do the cinematic style. I like that.
All right. Good.
Are we going into narrative combat rules? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I don't have that prepared, so I'm just going to try to do this thing. I know, I'm so sorry.
Why did you change your mind?
You changed your mind.
Okay.
I asked, and I'm not prepared.
Ahead of recording. Do I need to have these
I
prepared?
know, but I'm so terrible with it. So we're going to be kind of doing that. Kind of not.
So mean.
That's the worst decision.
The first group of these things see that you have and they are not deterred in any way. And they come up and they are going to attack. So let's say for your health pool doubles. So you have a temporary HP, which is double what your normal health is.
Oh, whoa, hold on. I have an important question. Do I get temporary HP equal to my current hit points?
Equal to your current hit points.
Or does my current hit points double?
Your current hit points double.
Okay, great. That's important.
Yeah. So the first ones come up and they're going to try to attack you. I'm going to roll some dice here to see what they do damage-wise.
Does my AC increase? Like,
yes,
what is this
plus
giant
5 to your AC.
Yes. Well,
but they get advantage of some
magic
attacks
spell.
because you're two sizes larger.
I
now.
would say normally being larger reduces your AC because you're the broadside of a barn.
That's true. I'll give you.
I don't care. You're the DM. You tell me what
Well,
this is.
you
gave me a bunch of HP,
look at this
so
armor
that's
on. So I'm going to give you
effective.
+5 to AC, but disadvantage or advantage to them to attack you because
So
you're so
I've
large.
used an ability that I didn't think I had. Great. All right.
So 2 of these attack hit 19.
All right. My AC is 17, so you do with that what you will.
Yeah, 2 of these are going to hit you. They're pretty strong, and that's going to do 37 damage. It's like slashing damage to you as they have these weapons and slash just at your legs. They're not able to get much higher than that right now. So they're at,
Oh no.
and actually, I'll let you attack. I'm just going to bounce back and forth, so one of you can attack.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fume. You're
Fume?
badass.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I will shadow step to the very center of the most sleepers that I can see, and I'm gonna do what I did last time I fought a horde of sleepers. I'm gonna just ask the Light Eater Gauntlet, which is now glowing with this strange black flame, to suck the life right out of their eyes, and I'm gonna do my big slashy spinny move.
Okay,
Which is called Oblivion's Eclipse.
So what I just need you to do is we're going to say you attack a group of 4. If their AC,
I'm using my big AoE attack that we talked about from the Lighter Gauntlet, the level 7 ability.
Oh, yes. Okay, so what's a little bit different, let me just roll for the group. So that one, one group fails. We'll call it group 2 fails. So they're going to take it. So as you spin around, you notice it's a little bit different than the last one. This isn't light that's coming out. It's fire, right? It has some of that and the darkness elements in it. So it definitely does some damage, but it does not have the same effect that it did last time of kind of drawing the light out. If you'll roll just a D20, that's going to be your damage to this group, and then the other 2 groups will take half.
Isn't it 3d10?
Oh, is that special move? Yes. Okay. Yes, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And actually make it 2 D20s. You're supercharged right now, bro.
Great. I'm glad you said that.
I got a 9 and a 1. No, 9 and a 7, so 16 damage.
Okay, perfect. So you do that, and you see just one of them drop from the group of 4 that you did hit that took on full damage. I'm going to swap over to Beatrice right now. So this fight is happening inside, and Beatrice, you feel the rumblings, and you saw the light shoot down into the building. And you're working people out into the streets. What you notice right now is that portal that opened up, that golden portal, as you look around the expanse of the Sun Elf Kingdom, are dotted portals everywhere in the city. And you see creatures pouring out of these portals around the city. People are dead in the streets, even here, and more of them seem to be filtering toward this courthouse.
Oh boy. So while everybody's running away, Bee's basically just going to yell and be like, "Get out of the city!" And then she's going to run back in. I don't know if Dean is in tow or following or what.
He'll follow you.
And-
He'd do anything for her.
Yep. And like within shouting distance of Fume and William, be like, "There's more portals, more are coming."
Also, William's big now.
William's big now. Big, one moment of pause, not too much, but like Oh, fuck.
And then I want William to make an attack at that point. As you guys hear this, this is when William is mid whatever he's about to do.
Okay, so that's a good point. I'm big now.
You are a big boy.
Does that increase the radius of my abilities, or at all?
You're pretty supercharged now, so
perfect. So where is Fume to me?
He's probably...
How far am I from him?
He's probably 10 feet from you, to your left.
Ooh, okay.
If it prompts a deck save, go nuts.
Okay, great. I love that. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, I got you, dude. If it prompts a deck save, I got you.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to the center of these monsters, these sleepers, as best I can with my 30 movement speed.
Yes. Okay.
I guess it's higher now. All right, I'm in the middle of them now, and I'm going to use detonate on myself.
Tell me what detonate does.
Yeah, so let me tell you about this. I channel a massive amount of fire through my physical form, and it becomes unstable, and it explodes. Now, ordinarily, this is a 20-foot sphere centered on me.
It's a 60-foot now.
Okay, great. Good.
Everything makes a save. Everything makes a save.
Yep. So I select an amount of hit dice from my hit dice pool up to my maximum. And then I'm going to roll that value, and I'm going to take that value. I'm going to take that damage. Okay. But then everybody else is going to have to roll a save, and they will take that damage +5 per die. Ugh. Now, if they fail, they take the full damage. If they succeed, they take half. So
let's do it because
that's
good.
That's what I'm going to do. And I have physical dice, but 8d12 is a lot, so I'm just going to go to D&D Beyond.
That's a good call.
8d12
plus 8d12.
I mean, I could conceivably die.
8d12, that's 8d12 plus 40 for everyone else, because it's +5 per die, and there's 8 of them.
Correct. But I also could die.
Yeah, you could absolutely eat it.
That's why I was like, I have all this extra HP.
We both very frankly could die right now. Like this could be the second time I die in a fiery explosion.
I remember when I was really excited to come back and play and get this story on the road.
When I said if it makes a deck save, I got you. I did not know it would be for lethal. I did not know it would be for if I fail this deck save, it's over.
I told you.
No, respect. If I pass it, I'm fine.
All right,
I have evasion.
So I get the center, charge up all this fire, and release an explosion. And I'm going to take 53 fire damage. They cannot be reduced by my resistances or anything like that. And then everybody else is going to take 93, potentially.
So the groups all failed. All of them, all 12 of them failed this.
Oh, hell
Breeze
yes.
Passed. You see him... though he's blasted, I feel like, backwards into the wall and kind of slumps on the ground. And he stands up very slowly, holding his chest.
Would you like me to roll my save, Devin?
Yes, yeah.
I imagine all of these sleepers are fucking incinerated.
Do I have to?
You walked in.
Yep.
The whole building.
Like, oh no! Hey guys!
So me and Miss B both have the evasion skill because she's a rogue and I'm a monk.
Yep.
So if we make these saves, we're totally fine. If we fail these saves, we are dead.
Oh. Doesn't the rogue...
23. With evasion.
Okay, so Beatrice at least is still on the show.
So you take 0, right?
0.
That's what that turns into.
22.
Okay.
So no damage at all? Or you just...
The evasion feature reads, when you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's what happens. Just about everything in this room is turned, if it's not made of some type of metal, and even some of that is melted, or stone, it's reduced to almost ash. So the benches in this courtroom, still aflame. And so, because most of this is made of marble and stone, the whole room isn't caught fire. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The sleepers all burned to a crisp. The portal, both portals, the one that Ryan fell through and the ones that have gone. have been removed.
Ugh.
Also at that time, William, suddenly you shrink back down to
Oh,
your
no.
normal size, and you take a level of exhaustion.
Oh, that's so fair.
Oh, yeah. That's...
So when Miss B and I step out of the one Maytag refrigerator that we've been hiding in, what do we see? Like, is there anybody left in here? Or is it just the three of us? Like,
And Breeze, yeah. So the
Okay.
three of you, and Breeze looks up and he says, "I don't know. This ain't the one for us. We gotta get out of here."
I imagine William is like kind of slumped over a little bit, like panting, like. And he's still got the gauntlets though, because I still have those for like
just
another 40 seconds.
steam rising off.
Yeah,
his
no, the
body.
gauntlets stay
Steam
on.
rolling
You
off.
keep the gauntlets on
Yeah.
for a time, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just imagine him kind of hunched over, like breathing. He's got the exhaustion down, just a be like, "I'm badass." Ugh.
Yeah, that was. Yep. Okay,
that was great.
We
Let's
should
go.
leave.
And before William turns to run, to himself but out loud, says, "Thanks, Eshi," and then starts following.
Yeah. So as you step outside, chaos ensues, and there are there's sleepers heading your way. There are several paths that lead from the courthouse, so you don't have to like take this main strip. They seem to be coming down. To your right kind of leads more up into the mountains and more up into the city, and down to your left leads, of course, down and out back toward kind of the entrance you came in several days ago.
Are there still portals in the air?
They're still they're on the floor level, so like wherever the portals are, they're like step out onto ground.
God, but are there still like portals around? Or
Yes,
they
there
all
are.
close?
There are
Okay.
a lot of them.
Just the ones Will blew up.
Oh
Closed.
God! Yeah, I only blew up a couple. Got it.
All right, Will. Just 100 more to go.
Not today.
Okay, that's fair.
You're very fair.
Run,
Yeah,
run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep running.
Yeah, running our way out.
Where is the queen?
You don't see her; she's not in sight.
Ah, shame.
What happened to Dean again?
Oh, he's with us.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
been in tow.
just
He didn't
making
step
sure.
in size. He didn't have to make that save.
I was just making sure you didn't say anything. I was like,
Yeah, well, that's fair.
I'm gonna kind of use my impressive speed to scout ahead a little bit, and if there's any like straggler sleepers along our path, I'm gonna just see if I can cut those down and keep us moving.
Okay, so I'll let you go out about 200. We'll say 200 yards or so, or feet,
Okay,
because we're doing feet.
that's
200
probably
feet.
further than I would want to go. I'd probably go about 50 feet ahead.
Okay, 50 feet ahead. Are you up in the tops of some trees? There's a ton of foliage for you to
Yeah,
hide in here if you want.
I'm shadow stepping from treetop to treetop, and anytime I see a sleeper, I'm like coming down from above and just trying to get him, just trying to one shot him.
You are able to see that as they come through the portals, every time it shimmers. Roll a perception check for me, actually.
You got it.
While he's rolling, I set up mind link with him.
Okay.
Because I can do up to 80 feet. So I'm just like, hey, if you want to just tell me what I need to know, I got you.
Yeah, but you're tapped into my internal monologue the whole time.
Into your head, yeah.
Oh no.
Well, to be fair, you have to say it back, right? Like,
Yeah, sure.
I don't think I just read your thoughts.
It's just,
But if you're like speaking out loud in your brain, it would translate to me.
well, then you do hear Fume.
Do you have an internal monologue?
You do hear Fume.
please tell me it's a song.
Ba-da-da-dum, bum bum bum, ba-da-da-dum. I might have fucked up really bad. I'm really scared of the repercussions of my actions. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da, get the bad guys. Wait, what's that glowing over there? And then I rolled an 18.
And you notice the portals seem to be, when too many come out at one time, are kind of fading away almost, and then they'll stop coming through, and it'll kind of boot back up almost.
When we're going past the portals, I would like to try shooting a firebolt at it, magic and stuff,
Okay.
just to see if that works. Because William managed to make a few
Yeah,
of them
enough
go
fire
in the
makes them
courtroom.
go away. We learned that.
Yeah, so
so I was
do
like,
that.
fire should work.
Yeah, try that
right?
real quick.
Yeah.
Can I see in any of them as we're running by? Because I've seen the no-no place.
No.
You're in tune with the no-no place.
Okay.
19 to hit.
It does.
You hit the portal's AC.
Sweet.
You hit the portal's AC.
Sweet. And 14 fire.
Yeah, so it like kind of fizzles out for a minute, and then the fire disappears and it comes back up. But you notice it's kind of like wavering, like a fire that's dying down. Like it's just like coals now.
Can I shoot multiple at them as we run
Just
away?
popping shots as we fireball.
Yeah, you're just popping shots as we go. Make them go away.
Every 6 seconds. Fireball.
Yeah, and I think you guys are running as you're doing this, and so Breeze is keeps dragging behind those, kind of dragging along, trying to keep up. But he's been hurt pretty bad by the fire. Was knocked back pretty hard, and so your group is running along with Fume being ahead every so often, reporting back to William like what he sees the creature. You're able to dodge around a majority of these creatures as you recon. And you come to kind of the gates where you all entered from the Sun Elf Kingdom from a very long time ago. Well, I say a couple days ago, rather.
Feels like a long time.
And standing at the only exit is a white dragonborn in crimson armor and this elf that has a scythe with her. And she sees you, and in your head, replacing Williams, she says, "It's time to speak to me and stop playing these games."
I'm sorry, is the Dragonborn male or female?
Female.
So they're both she's? So which
Yes.
one is addressing me?
It's the white dragonborn.
The white Dragonborn, okay.
Ooh. Ooh, do I hear any of this? Or
I
does
would-
my
I
roll
would think
cover?
so. He's in the he's three-way call, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the head.
You are eavesdropping. Roll an
We are-
eavesdrop roll for
we
me.
on a. This is a three-way call
It's a
now.
three-way call, baby. Party line.
Oh boy.
That's what she says. She says, "Come talk to her."
Hey, it's a natural 20.
You're in there.
My eavesdropping roll.
I think Fume's gonna take a real low defensive stance. I do not trust this lady at all, or her scythe friend. And I'm just gonna think back. Seems like we can talk just fine from here.
And she kind of looks over her shoulder at the elf with the scythe. And for a moment, there's nothing that is said between them. And she nods and she looks back up and she says, "We can't have this conversation here." And so, kind of where is everybody placed? That's what I need to know. Where do you kind of as you see this?
Once I catch Fume, I'm gonna stand
Well, I'm in a
next to
tree.
Fume.
Stand below.
Oh, well, I'm gonna stand.
Fly up into the tree with your fire. There's.
Yeah, I'll stand a little off then, near Fume, but I don't want to be right under a tree. Start a fucking forest fire.
I feel like B was kind of a little bit out in front because you got Exhausted Boy and Hurt Fire Boy.
That's true. They're not running super fast.
First of all, it doesn't affect my running speed. But
It
yeah,
does.
I'm-
It does because prolonged speed running falls under athletics. Prolonged running, endurance running falls under athletics.
All right, today I learned. I didn't realize we were rolling for that. Got it.
Okay, what I need you guys to do is roll a. Imagine me using D&D spells. Roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
All of us?
Yes.
Oh boy.
That was not good. That one's better. I got a 12.
19.
Still not enough, though.
14.
You all now have a telepathic link established. Some of you can't be charmed. Who can't be charmed? Is that you can't be charmed?
Elves
Okay.
can't be charmed.
Elf.
So what I've done is cast the spell Dominate Person onto Fume and onto William.
Now, okay, so I'm going to bring something up to you, Devin, and you're going to let me know how you want this resolved because we're not currently in combat. 6 seconds after you have 6 seconds to Genjutsu me. Because I have stillness in the mind, I can break any charm effect as an action free anytime I want. So I will be breaking this charm 6 seconds after it is cast on me.
Okay. Well, what she's going to do long enough is... creature takes only action to choose. Doesn't do anything. During this time, you can also cause creatures to use reaction, which requires you to... Oh, I don't think I'm using all that anyways. She's going to say, come see me. And so it doesn't affect Miss B. And it doesn't affect... Well, it does for, what you said, for 6 seconds. Correct? And what she's done is, in front of you, she is spiraling this portal in front of William and in front of all three of you, not knowing, obviously, that she has not been able to affect Beatrice. And so as she's
still leaving the door open for her.
Yes. William, you step through. And Fume, I'll give you the choice if you step through or not.
No, I don't know how the spell works. If it lets you immediately take the way that I thought it worked is that you cast the spell as your action to dominate them, and then next turn you can make them do something because your action was spent casting the spell. No, you give them
one command. It says you can specify a simple or general course of action, attack that creature, run over there. If the creature completes the order and doesn't receive further direction from you, it defends itself. So it is it is a longer stay.
So, but
it's a minute long.
Assume we were an initiative. She would cast that spell on me. Yep. I would fail my save. She would say, "Come to me." My next turn would come. Normally, I would just have to obey. I would just have to walk forward.
Yep.
But because my turn is rolled around, I'm going to stillness of the mind, break the charm effect, and I don't have to.
But I think if she's given the command, haven't you already walked through at this point? She's created the portal. And
no, because I can't walk on her turn. If this was initiative, I couldn't walk on her turn. I would have to wait until my turn came up on the initiative, and then I would be allowed to use my action, stillness of the mind.
But aren't you supposed to take combat as if it's all happening at the same time?
You are supposed to,
in theory.
The rounds a round of combat happens in the same 6 seconds, but there still is initiative order for a reason. Those things are happening within the same 6 second span, but just nanoseconds away from each other. So as soon as that spell affects me, it's going to come to my turn. I'm going to break the Genjutsu, and I should be safe.
Okay,
is the way that I'm pretty sure that plays.
Okay, so then,
but I don't have the hold. Or I don't have the what is it? No. Dominate creature. What is?
I mean, that would make sense.
So it says you attempt to beguile a humanoid that you can see within range. You must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Well, actually, it says the creature takes only the actions you choose and doesn't do anything that you don't allow it to do.
Right, but stillness of the mind specifically, you're allowed to do it when you're charmed. So normally, I wouldn't be able to take any other actions, but because stillness of the mind is that ability.
Yeah, it says charmed specifically, so I would say that. Yeah.
It specifically says charmed or frightened.
Yep,
okay. Well, then what we've got is William walks into this portal, and his closes up.
Yep.
Do we see him pop up next to the Dragonborn lady?
Nope.
Or is he just gone?
And she says, "You've grown powerful indeed. But we don't have time for this. I'll see you over there." And she spins another one up in front of her. And they both walk through into a portal, and it pop. And if you guys want to make an action, if not, I'll swap over to William.
I'll call to Avon. We can't leave him alone in there, right?
To Mrs. B.
To Miss B, yes.
Yeah.
Avon.
Oh no, she was in the church. She was in the courtroom.
You hear glass break again as a portal opens above your ceiling.
And your home.
Oh no!
Fume drops down.
No, we can't leave him alone.
Okay, we're going through.
So you go through yours closest?
Or do we each have our own portal?
We each have our own portal.
Get your own portal.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
You jump through and it's gone. What we see is Adine and Breeze kind of look at each other. And as they look around, everything freezes. One thing we love at Lawful Stupid, among the other things we love at Lawful Stupid, is spreading the word about your business. Or maybe you want to tell your sweet, sweet grandma that you love her for the world to hear. We want to give you that chance. If you're a business and want to get your services on the air, or just want to tell a loved one a personal message, head on over to lawfulstupid.org/message in a bottle. There you can take around 250 words to say what you want. Business ads are $20, personal ads are $10. Tell the world what you have to hear with Lawful Stupid's Message in a Bottle. No more sleepers pulling out. No, everyone who was running is stopped. Everything just seems to have frozen except for Mr. Dean and Breeze. We shift over to our crew.
It's so cool, Devin. I know you're not doing it on purpose, that your camera is like doing an auto brighten feature every time you raise your hand. So when you said time stops, your camera like changed palette. And I was like, fuck!
Yeah, it was really nice.
I stayed up all night trying to get to work just so you could see it and not the listeners.
I was like, oh my god, that's the coolest 3-dimensional alternate reality shit I've ever seen in my life.
We land with you three in a sort of plane. And William, this looks familiar to you. This is the plane where you saw the people where they were kind of this lackadaisical or...
Oh, yeah. As soon as I'm able to talk.
Yeah, so like it's like a 747 or like a Boeing?
I hate you. Like it's in the air, 30,000 feet. We've been there, done that.
There's snakes on the plane.
Oh, no.
Standing in front of you is now only the White Dragonborn. The elf has disappeared. And the Dragonborn is pacing in front of you. All of you make a dexterity saving throw for me.
No.
It's a warm welcome indeed.
Oh, hey, that's not bad.
Actually, I may have given you the wrong thing. Hold on.
Oh, actually.
This is it does matter.
It matters.
Actually, you know what? Don't erase that. Not happening yet. I'm so new with these, like, trying to use things, so here we go.
That's fine, dude. You're killing it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, it's great.
You got light jutsus?
I don't.
Nope, just him.
Just him.
Oh, Shane kind of does. Yeah, you're covering up like a monitor, which is helping. Yeah.
She says, you must all wonder why you're here, why this is happening, and she looks over at Beatrice. Why we keep bumping into one another.
It's not pleasant. Can you please stop it?
You know her?
No.
Okay.
And she looks at Fume, she looks at you, and she laughs, and she says, little brother, why do you even try?
Do you know her?
I ask myself that question every day, lady. I have no idea what you're talking about.
And then she looks over to William and she says, and the immortals? Laughable. Sweet Eloan. She tried so hard and didn't get very far. And suddenly you're very angry, William, because Eshe, inside your head, is kind of doing the same thing that just had the explosion. She is just livid. And you feel that like you want to move, but you're held in place by something.
All right.
Yes.
Can I talk, or am I just like frozen? Oh, you better watch your mouth, bitch.
Listen, I don't want confrontation, but it seems like you all seek it out.
Who are you? Can we talk about that? Like, what are you doing here, and why are you hurting people?
She kind of adjusts herself a little bit, tightens the armor down, and says, Child, I am Nova, the goddess of light.
Oh, you fucking bitch!
Still with the sharp tongue.
Oh, confrontation.
You lied to me my whole goddamn life. You used me and you threw me away like fucking trash.
She gets so close to your face and she says, you can blame your, and just as acid-filled as she can, says, father, for that. And she takes a step back and begins to pace. And she says, I wasn't always this way, but when life gives you rotten lemons, you've got to find a way to make some good lemonade out of it. I'm sorry to have brought you to this point, but 600 years searching for the things I can't find has made me very impatient. She continues to walk back and forth, almost as if like she's like not prepared this speech before the session. And I'm kidding, I won't. She says, you know, I want to help you guys. I really do. But I'm going to have to hurt you in order to get what I want, and it's not going to be pleasant. And she looks at B, and you're the answer.
I don't think so. No, thank you. I'm not interested.
You know, I think you've probably been visited by my father, and he mentioned something about balance and seeking him out. Am I right?
I don't think you're your father. That was definitely mine.
Tell me more about that vision.
Oh, no, I'd rather not.
So she walks up to you and she puts one clawed finger on your temple.
There's no shadows to step to. How do I get in front of Miss B?
And she kind of almost, it's like you are flashing back through that memory very fast, very rapidly, the whole thing. And she's...
I feel like B would have just pushed her forehead right into that finger and not even give a fuck.
I think you kind of do.
Make
I
it
think you
bleed.
do a little bit, and it kind of cuts you, and you begin to bleed down the side of your face just a little bit. And she pulls her finger off and wipes it. She says, "How brave. It seems my father has contacted you. I'll tell you a story, perhaps to clean things up before you go. When the world was created by myself and my brothers," and when she says brothers, she looks again to Fume, kind of like searching around, "and sisters. It went well, went very well. Father was extremely proud, and he let us create different people and places, and the world you see today is very beautiful as a result. But my father always talked about balance, and how balance had to permeate everything. But he never talked about justice and how slow the wheels of justice turn. You know, when Nova Terra was started, we used to visit from time to time. We found it nice, it was pleasant. Then we realized that our creations were so wonderful, like that the people and the places to experience them were very different. But the only way we could come in at first was as dragons. And the scales that we have that you see would provide, as dragons, we provided the magic in the world. And we taught our people to have different levels of magic, created the planes where they pull the magic from. And then we found that we could also turn into the races that we had. Father let us do that. I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with you here. I fell in love. And love is very nice. Have any of you ever been in love?
Multiple times. And this is our first meeting, so you can't say, because it's not copacetic yet.
You don't get all the details, but yes, it has happened.
I don't have anything to say this one. I don't have anything. Fume's gonna take a knee. I'm gonna send a little prayer off to my boy. What's his name? You know.
Kinos? Well, no. So you try to take a knee and realize you can't. You're kind of locked in place.
How am I locked in place? I'm not. I broke the genjutsu.
Yeah, but as you're here, so she's not dominating your mind. Just you're kind of in this plane. You're just frozen like a statue. You can talk and think for yourself.
Okay.
So you say you're just think. Well, you can't take a knee, but you can think it.
I'll send off a mental prayer to Kinos, and I'll say, "Hey, man, so you fucked my whole life up. Apparently, you brought me back from the dead when I died. It had to be for something. You had to have a reason. I'm here now. There she is. What are we doing? You need me to open a door for you? I got you." And I'm going to cast darkness centered on myself.
You feel almost a loss of power, but you hear a voice say, "Fume. Wisdom in this scenario is in action. Let her talk. Learn her plan. Be smart."
I'd rather be mad.
Be that also, but listen more than you talk.
You got it, boss.
Nova doesn't seem to notice that exchange happened. Actually, let me just roll a perception, see if she did that. She actually did pretty terrible. She did not notice that in any way that exchange
Stupid
happened.
god.
Yeah, stupid idiot. She says, "Love is perhaps the greatest thing ever created. And I spent many years with my love. And we would take walks, and we built a life together. Could not build a family at the time. One day we traveled behind a waterfall. And wouldn't you know, there's a door there. Large, ornate door with This beautiful jewel set in it. And we thought this is strange, a door in a cave under a waterfall. We thought we'd come on to something really powerful, and none of us had built it. I inquired to my brothers and sisters, nothing was there. As I was looking on the opposite side of the cave, the door opened. I hear him scream, and the door shuts. It's gone forever. I run over to the door and I try to open it as hard as I can. I can't open it. So, what did I do? For years, I stayed in the human form, trying to figure out how to get into this door. And when I couldn't do it, I called on my brothers and sisters to harness their power. Nothing. Finally, I went to my father, Uni, the creator of us all, the one who surely has the magic. Do you know what he tells me? Anyone venture to guess?
Well, he's a god like you, right? So what do you usually say? There's nothing I can do to help?
Yeah, that seems accurate.
You're not wrong.
Sounds about right.
He gave me the talk about balance. There had to be balance in everything. I didn't stand for that. So I have been plotting this entire time to get the power that my father left behind. So what did I do? Well, created the Dragon's Curse. I figured if I could draw the power from everyone who used magic, perhaps I could create enough magic to find those doors. To make them open again, to find my true love. One day I went back to that cave. The door was gone. And that drove me mad. And so here I am, simply asking for you to help me. And all I need is, B, you have something that no one else has. You have something that I require. And you have the very thing that can cause me to get what I want. It's the scale of my father. Somehow you have the rainbow scale.
Well, it's mine now. Part of me, I don't know how to get rid of it. You can't have it.
Hey, so just to rewind real quick, so you unleashed the most unspeakable tragedy that ever befall the races of man in the history of forever because you're trying to open a fucking door you can't get into? You called me brother, you called me child, but you feel no responsibility for any of your creations down here? Like, you can just do that to us?
Well, you see, I did intend for it to happen, but also I felt like it was a means to an end. I could create everyone again once I had what I wanted.
What's gone is gone, sadly. And you have to live with that. For as long as you're living.
That's forever.
Sucks.
And she kind of almost, whatever a dragonborn looks like, her scaly eyebrows furrow.
And
she snarls.
And she snarls. Her tongue flickers out for just a second. And she looks at you and says, just because you give up on your love doesn't mean I give up on mine.
He's dead.
You know, you make a valid point, dear, but taking from others, is that really what your love would want?
We told each other we would do anything to get back. And so I am.
But mass genocide? Is he ever going to look at you the same?
I don't know.
So, just to clarify, that's what you're working for. That's your big goal, is get this rainbow scale that Miss B has for some reason, and and then you can open your door because you got Daddy's scale. That's the plan.
Yes, but I have to get rid of Father. I'm essentially usurping him.
Okay. And I'm just gonna really quick check in with Kinos. Like, hey man, okay, she said her plan. Can we get her now? Can we get her? Can you make me free now?
William does the same thing. Ashley, how do we feel about that?
Ashley, how do we do this?
Is this good or bad?
This is so good. Which do I want to play the God role? Or do I want to play the Immortals role?
You have all the options.
You can have all of the
it.
roles. B is about ready to grab some daggers from her parents. Let's go.
We're not allowed to grab anything because we can't move.
Yeah,
I don't know. Am I charmed?
As she says...
No, it's not a charm thing because I could break that.
This is different.
As she says... William, There are 2 other immortals that are still alive. I can sense them on this plane. We can help them.
Didn't answer my question. Do we hate her for killing her papa, or we just
No, absolutely. She's a terrible, terrible being, terrible god. Demigod, not even a god.
Oh, yeah. Then William audibly...
You hear Kino say, "You guys need to get out of there."
Help us move, and we will.
And he says, "Reach out for Beatrice."
Okay. Does my arm move when I do that?
It's like a heavy weight or band is like trapped around you, but you're able to, as you lift your arm up, the gauntlet is expelling sort of the fire that was around it, not in a way that's dangerous. Like it's like the power is helping you almost like boost it up.
Burning through it, using it. Okay. Cool. Reaching out for Beatrice. Mm-hmm.
As you touch Beatrice, and the Dragonborn is sort of like in her own way, like all of this is happening at the same time. She's reaching out to stop your arm, and you touch Beatrice, and that flame shoots into her body. Her eyes, it's like they roll back and they turn into that rainbow color again. And you begin to sing this melodic tune that you sang at Angel's Cove as a child and that you gave to your children, and they pass down the line. And suddenly these colors begin to swirl around you and around the boys, and they're able to move again. And then you see this blast, and it like shatters this plane. And as it falls to pieces, you're back inside of the city, standing at the front of the gates of the Sun Elf Kingdom. And that's where we'll end the episode. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to episode 49 of Campaign 3. Man, really love that one. There's a lot of lore, so go back and listen to it twice. Also, that gives us double the downloads. Also, that gives us more money towards us to do more.
Doesn't work that way.
Go on somebody else's phone.
It doesn't double the downloads.
Go on somebody else, different MAC address.
Get your grandma's phone.
We're talking.
Get your grandma's phone.
Yeah.
And just start playing episodes. Anyways,
I'm saying, if guys ever hit on you at a bar, if you're one of the 12% of people listening to this, it's a lady. If somebody ever hits on you in a bar, be like, yeah, put my number in your phone. You just go to iTunes and you give us 5
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
please.
good.
I'd always like that in there.
Cowards.
I appreciate it.
Actually, don't put yourself in danger.
If you want to...
I forget dudes are weird out there. Dudes, just be cool. Be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to support the show without putting yourself in danger via Shane's weird call to action, you can go to lawfulstupid.org and you can click the support. You can go to support us, and then you can click affiliations. You can click through to Critical Dice, get you that dice bag. You can go to Dice Envy, use the Lawful Stupid code, or you can just go to our shop and there's a link right there that says store. Click that right there. Boom, you can get the merch. Get whatever you want. It'll be beautiful.
If you don't want to put yourself in danger and you want to support our who's the percentage of people that are like, I do. I'm
willing to take on that danger for Lawful Stupid.
Would you please?
My own life means nothing.
Oh, I mean, if you want to tell us about the danger, or you just forget what links to go to, you can also go visit us at discord.lawfulstupid.org. Come chat with us. Tell us of your fun adventures of God knows what.
Tell us how you lived.
Tell us how you lived.
That's a good news story I can put at the end.
this month's Roll for Humanity is the Adoption Exchange. It's weird how much money and resources and nonsense, bureaucratic red tape go into adopting a child. Kids need parents, and there's parents that want kids. It seems like it should be pretty easy. But the Adoption Exchange is there to bridge the gap and make sure that folks that want kids can get kids that want folks. And so we're going to roll a d20 in their honor. That's a 15.
That's pretty good.
$15 we will be donated to the Adoption Exchange. You should join in. It's a great thing to do with your table, especially in these hard times. If you can't afford a D20, you can do a D10. You can do D6. You can flip a coin. That's a D2. Do whatever you got to do. But let me know what you rolled. Use the hashtag #RollForHumanity on Twitter, and I'll see it. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, they let you rate podcasts now.
That's very good.
So if you're on Spotify and you're listening to this right now, you couldn't do this before, but now you can go in and you can see there's some stars there. 5 of them is the best.
That's all we want.
One of them is the worst. So
be honest though. I appreciate honesty.
Can you leave reviews or just stars, right?
You cannot leave reviews.
So just stars. So don't be honest.
Nope,
just give us 5 stars and
do
move
not
on.
be honest, because if you leave me 3 or 4 stars and you can't like explain why and I can't improve, it'll just crush me. So just leave 5 stars.
No, we'll make a special Discord channel where they can come in and tell us, and then they will
get destroyed.
You're in charge of that channel because I'm scared. I'm scared. I run the Not Safe for Work channel.
Oof.
Yeah, that one's a scary one.
No, not as spooky as the Come Air Your Grievances channel. Come tell us everything we've ever done wrong channel.
Do we have that?
Fuck that. No, it's a bad channel. We shouldn't have it.
What is the name of that?
I would take that channel and I would set it to never read, and I would block it, and then I would block it for everyone.
Why can't I join this channel? They have to come to us wondering why they can't join a channel to talk bad about us.
And I'll be like, it's Patreon only. You gotta pay to diss me, son.
All right, good news story. Let's see where this is going. The headline reads, "Woman wakes up to find astonishing icicle outside that looks exactly like a hummingbird." It really does.
Can you send a photo in the chat?
It might take a minute. Imagine a hummingbird
made out of ice.
It's pretty dope. Let me just send the link.
I would have to.
You know what? I'd like to think that there was a hummingbird trapped there, but it like flew so fast it just phased out, and the
that's
Matrix
cool.
all glitched up.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay. All right.
Now that you've seen it, like it removes like the build. Like it's so. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
I don't want to click it. I want to hear the bad things. What really happened? Come on.
Gee, Dwayne.
Woman wakes up to find an astonishing icicle outside that looks exactly like a hummingbird. Let me tell you about this, because this woman walked out. This is how bad our world is, because she spent way too much fucking time molding this ice, molding it into a hummingbird, and placing it in a tree for fucking likes on a bullshit goodnewsnetwork.org article. So you know what? Fuck you.
Man, so I feel like I've kind of cheated because I've done something I've never done before, which I've read the article. But this is the part I just like to highlight. It says, though a sparkly formation is no longer ornamenting a branch outside of Redacted's home, she feels blessed just to have enjoyed the sight for a week. A direct quote. "My grandma liked hummingbirds," she says. "Maybe grandma sent me a hummingbird." I got bad news, she did. I got bad news. Grandma is speaking to you from the beyond, and she's fucking pissed. She said, "All my life I raised you to love hummingbirds like me. And how many ornamental hummingbirds decorate your lawn? 0! I shall take control of the weather itself, and I shall make you love hummingbirds." Yeah, so like the follow-up article is everything in woman's house that doesn't have a hummingbird on it bursts into flames. That's the follow-up article from grandma, who is pissed.
Rip grandma.
Oh, she's not resting in peace.
Oh.
She's an angered spirit.
Well, and then they show that the hummingbird
become a
did
lich.
melt down into what looks like perhaps a chickadee. So, rip. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. And as we always say, I love you.
Love you.
We love
Bye.
you.
Bye.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.